I would now like to give the floor to the committee members that were present during the months that we have been gathering on this report, and to ask them their take on their contribution, and also possibly already respond to some issues being raised by the other members in this panel today. First, I would like to give the floor to Cornelia Kutterer, Senior Director, Rule of Law and Responsible Tech, European Government Affairs at Microsoft. Cornelia?
Thank you very much, Joe. I can't put the video on. It seems that the host has stopped it, so maybe it's on your end to check. But I will start speaking already. First of all, it's a great pleasure to be a member of this group of so many experts and academics that have given all their thoughts into this, this report. I agree with Natalie that the media era is really where I think the cognitive capabilities of AI are having a tremendous impact on society, and an area where we really have to think hard in how to build the railways really to protect society and still be able to benefit from the opportunities that the technology provides. The first comment that I would like to make is that it's incredibly hard to operationalize these type of recommendations in very practical and scalable manner. We have, as a matter of fact, been participating in the deep dive that the high-level group has organized to think through those 7 requirements as a starting point. That's now almost 2 years ago. And we have not used that many expected some deployments of applications that are a real fundamental problem to, and visible and immediately visible problem to fundamental rights. We used a technology that is already in use to provide text suggestions in chats that we all know and we all used to be very quickly in replying, and we have learned how important it is to think about the cultural differences that exist and how difficult this is really, in particular where you use these type of cognitive applications across the world with the difference. I give you a very simple and mundane example just to think through about how bias can occur in how you do content or in chat box. When you use nurse and doctor in English, she the nurse, he the doctor, and you translate into Turkish, and then you translate back. But he the doctor and he the nurse in Turkish, it's gender neutral, and the translation tool then, because of the data it has, translates it he the doctor and she the nurse. You can see that there is biases that we have to uncover and have to solve for. So that's sort of a very practical example of how complicated that is in reality. So the importance that we have learned as we are operationalizing these ethical principles as we speak in all our engineering processes is that you really have to have a mindset change at the very start of the conversation, and engineers have to learn to foremost be human-centric. That is in particular so the case in a sector that we have been working on in this space. So the overall understanding that this committee has provided in the broad values that need to be considered, that is of tremendous value to a company like ours, because when you operationalize ethical principles, these are value decisions that you have to make, and these value decisions are based on rule of law, on human rights considerations that need to be embedded. So I think AI4People more generally has done the ecosystem of AI a huge favor in really starting to digging into the specifics that might not only occur, frankly speaking, in media, but where you can see that these issues are specifically important to tackle. And that's certainly where, and we have seen this over the last couple of years, where these type of applications can very quickly really be an issue for our democratic society. So again, I'd leave it here. I think it's important that this work continues, but it also needs, and this is sort of, it also needs to be really practical for engineers, practitioners to be able to implement, not only at the engineering level, but also on the deployment side, so that companies that then start using these technologies continue to build out a governance model around it in order to be able to continuously check, review, and rebuild if necessary as they learn to use it. And hopefully, of course, part of the answers also are in the technology. So as we build out more practices and more tools, that will also be something that over time, I believe we are getting more tools at our hands to build this transparency and accountability systems in place. But again, a huge thanks to the Atomium Institute and the AI4People to have built out these works, and we definitely take them into consideration in our work within our own governance model that is built out. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Cornelia, for your input. The organization has told me normally your video should, you should have access now to your video to put it on, so just to inform you. Based on this input, now I would like to give the floor to Elizabeth Grossick, Head of Government Relations at RELX. Elizabeth?
Good morning and thank you. And